Can't see anything wrong. It's a sensitive mark, so we don't have to get in close. And away they go in this 5,000 metre race with me, Hamish Beaumont, who's now recovered from his 5,000 metre race earlier. So Hamish, talk us through the first part.
Well, they're just coming around the split here, Paul, and the field will join up. Rowe moving in from the outside split into the front. Mottram taking the early lead. Roff on the outside, and AV's own Mitch Brown in third place there. Russ Desai just moving in there behind, in next to Roff. All looking good here. The field has spread out reasonably quickly as we come round into the back straight for the first time. Mottram, that beautiful loping easy stride of his, lengthens out down the back straight. They're in single file already. The pace is on. This is looking like a quick race. Are you excited, Paul?
Very much so. It's all interest, of course, is with Craig Mottram, who's over the last few years is amongst the world leading 5,000 and 10,000 metre runners. Now Craig, of course, has suffered some injuries. He's came back, ran in the World Championships, probably not one of his best runs, but he's really starting to regain form. He has qualified for the London Olympics with his time in Birmingham, so now he's just got to get these races under his belt, but he's running beautifully. Now Desai Chin looks like in second place. He's a very accomplished distance runner, ran overseas there last season. Jeremy Roff, of course, represented Australia in the World Championship of 1,500 metres, Commonwealth Games rep. That's Brenton, Rowe moving that way. And of course Mitch Brown, of course, who works with Athletics Victoria.
Certainly looking very strong there. Looking back to the second pack, moving around the outside there. Crowd favourite and cult hero, the Conda, Wallet Alkurtu, into sixth place there, into a little pack of three. Then as we move further back, we've got a nice long strung out pack there. There's a lot of people chasing times here to make it into the Zatopek 10. The suggestion is you're going to have to run sub 14:20 to make the A field at the Zatopek. Back here in a few weeks' time on a Saturday night, official opening of the stadium. Should be a massive night of athletics ball.
Yes, I think everybody's looking for the Zatopek, and this is going to be our new home here. So it's great that we're already getting some of our leading runners getting a feel of the track, and it's good to see now Jeremy Roff, usually wears a much more colourful headband, but has settled in nicely from Mottram. They're going to work together. Brenton Rowe there running well. Now Mitch Brown is running a great race here, and his training partner Wallet Alkurtu, who's a regular at our Milers Club as well, is very well placed.
Certainly he's leading that very long second pack there. Desai Chin just behind him. And we can see Sam Crowther, Chris Hamer, and then drifting back through the pack there's Thrillful, Mark Kerwin, previously of Raheny, now running for Melbourne University. Ben Toomey just behind him. The very tall figure of Mark Blickarves had a very strong win here. Oh, sorry, no, second place at the Milers Club, at Milers Club 1, first time here. So, and now the pack bunches up a little bit down the back straight as they get the wind behind them. But the Conda, Wallet Alkurtu, he's taken a break there. He's made the surge to try and make up the gap to his training partner Mitch. It is a big gap though.
Yes, they're running well, and of course apologies to Mark Blickarves. He's running for Essendon. We've got Collingwood on the start list, but he is in Essendon, and Essendon's well placed here with Mitch, Wallet and Mark. But out front, Jeremy Roff with that very easy style of his, very good 1,500 metre runner, of course Australian. Brenton Rowe's running a great race there, just in behind Mottram, so he's got the dual option, of course, making the Australian or Austrian team. Obviously we don't want to lose him.
Certainly it's a Deacon 2-3 here with Roff out in front as Rowe goes around Mottram, up onto Roff's shoulder, takes the lead. It looks like we've got a bit of pace sharing here as there's still a fair bit of wind. The wind looks to have almost picked up a little bit here, Paul, as they surge down the back straight. Certainly the flags on the front straight are waving a bit more vigorously, so I think there might be a bit of lead sharing to avoid tiring them out into this front straight wind. But the three of them are now, Rowe and Mottram have got a little gap on Roff there. I don't think it's anything he can't make up. Mitch Brown still on his own in fourth, and Wallard back in the big second pack, but still in the lead there, pushing it along strongly.
Yeah, so we talk about the wind. We all talk about the wind for the sprinters, but it affects distance runners just as much. especially if you run quite a few laps. It seems to have settled down again a little bit with Brenton Rowe in the lead, followed by Craig Mottram. There's a gap now to Jeremy Roff, so the pace is working. 8 to go, and we'll get a current estimation from Hamish here.
Thank you. The current estimate, Rowe, Mottram and Roff are on pace for about 13:45 here, and with Roff just 3-4 metres off the back of Rowe and Mottram as they surge down the back straight here, taking advantage of that the tailwind. Mitch Brown looks to be slowly being reeled in by his training partner, Wallard, and the pack of maybe 10 runners there as they coast down the back straight, with Rowe and Mottram opening up a little bit bigger gap here on Roff. Still running strongly, but we're looking well under 14 minutes here.
Yeah, they're making a fairly good go of it, Hamish. They're not going to worry about anything else out on the track. They're just going to put their heads down and go. And it's good to see Brenton running strongly. Craig is looking very comfortably behind him. And maybe Jeremy's not at the 5,000 level at the moment. Mitch Brown, who's coming back, he was ill for a while back, so he's worked pretty hard, but he's done the right thing going up with the leaders. But Wallard Curtu's there, is that Hamer in next place? Followed by Crowther. And then
Melbourne Uni's Mark Kerwin there, quickly followed by Deso Chin in, yes it is, Deso Chin behind Kerwin. Curtu just drifting back here, having done a couple of laps of work, leaving some of the work to Hamer and Crowther. Kerwin up into third place in that pack, looking strong. Mitch Brown seems to have stabilised the gap there. He's found a bit of space.
Yes, Mitch is going very well. He's in no man's land, of course, there, because he's got a huge gap in front of him and a good gap behind him. Hamer's moved into second place behind him. So the leaders at the Mottram now striding out. He's got 6 laps to go to Mottram. We have Rowe, followed then by Roff. And whilst you're looking up what Brown is in next place, followed by Hamer. Crowther's now going around the outside of him as they come into the straight. You've got Kerwin from Melbourne University, Curtu running well. We'll just pick up the country runner there for a second. Sorry.
And I'll just jump in there, Paul. Mottram still on track for 13:45 there. Rowe now 2 or 3 metres off the back as they go through with just on 5.5 laps to go. Roff running very strongly. Brown still out in front for 4th, but the pack is bearing down on him. Crowther, Hamer, Kerwin, Curtu.
That's Chris Hartley in next place.
Thank you, Paul.
And we've got Desai Chen, Mark Blickarves, looks like Andrew White in next place, then a gap to Ben Toomey. So then One Woson Galetta is in the very strong South Melbourne contingent. So Desai Chen has dropped right back here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, Desai Chen, who went out very, very hard early, so he's dropped back a little bit, but Mottram now is running beautifully. He has 5 laps to go, and Brenton Rowe's going to have to work hard to not let that gap go too far. And it's 8:15:39. 8:15:39. Hamish, what's that going to give us?
Oh, we're still right on track there, Paul, for a 13:45. That's a perfect split. Mottram's now just lengthening the beautiful loping stride of his. Rowe can't quite go with him. He's now got to go for about 20 metres. Ross still looking strong there. Mitch Brown back into the big pack, swallowed up by Crowther and Hamer there. Kerwin round the outside. Mitch and Wallard now running behind each other. Could almost be a training session here. And Bradley Croker in that pack again, and bringing up the rear, the very tall figure of Mark Blickarves. Very strong over the 1500, but showing his range here. Quite comfortable with the 5K as well.
Yeah, the next group after them led by One Woson Galetta and Ben Toomey, leading the last little gap. And there comes Craig Mottram coming up. He's got a little over a mile to go in the old terms with 4 laps. And Brenton Rowe still running strongly. That's Desai Chin, who of course has now been lapped. Just having one of those unfortunate ones. He's a very good distance runner, so probably having a bad night tonight, but one of these things that happen in distance running, isn't it, Hamish?
Certainly is, Paul. We can't run to our best every time. Rowe running very well. Roff coming through here, 9:38, coming through on about 14:10 pace there, and the pack, Hamer, Kerwin, Hartley, and then Crowther on the inside. Brown, White, Curtu, and and Blickarves at the back, a very strong Essendon pack there. They're looking at a pace of about 14:40 there. So they're running very strongly, probably a little bit outside what they would hope if they were to make the 10k field for Zatopek, but a very strong race here in slightly windy conditions. Mottram now surging down the front straight here, just over 1200 metres to go. Beautiful stride, looking very strong, comfortable. Here he comes down, 3 to go.
So Craig Mottram with 3 to go. Still Brenton Rowe with that high arm action of his is still striding along, and look like Desai Chin is going to do whatever he can to help Jeremy Roff close that little gap there. So is that White moved into next place? We'll just pick him up for a moment. It is too. Andrew White, of course, who's a very accomplished distance runner, having won numerous races here, also half marathon as well. So coming along nicely, we've got the Croker running in next place, Hamer followed by Brown, Crowther, Hartley, Kerwin, Akurtu and Blickarves. The next gap is being led there by Anthony Craig, who's the Arafura Games champion. He's leading the next little group there.
Thanks, Paul. Here we come down. Mottram just on 900 metres to go. Loping away. He's now got a gap of nearly 70 metres on Brenton Rowe. Coming down to collect 800 to go. And he's looking very strong. Still comfortable. Beautiful carry of the arms. Doesn't look in distress. I'd almost suspect he could keep going for another few laps if he has to. I don't imagine he wants to. Brenton Rowe coming down 2 to go, and Desai still out in front of Roff, but a lap down. And White making a strong move here to bridge the gap to Roff. One suspects it might be just a little bit too far, Paul.
Well, that's a good run there by White, who's obviously showing great form. With Mottram, it's great. He's running beautifully, obviously building up towards the big year next year, being Olympic year for London, and he's looking very, very good, which is fantastic. He's got through his injury troubles, and it's great to see a champion back in form.
Certainly, we hope we'll be seeing a lot more of him down here at Lakeside. We have the Olympic trials, we've got the Victorian Championships, we've got Zatopek, we've got the Melbourne Track Classic. It's all going to be happening.
So here comes Craig. He's going to get the bell lap on this one, and looking at that beautiful stride of his. Going through. Big night here for the Geelong boys, because he's still got the Deacon singlet on, and no wonder they're the cross-country champions. You've got to remember that Brenton Rowe, of course, a 1500 metre runner, he's sub 340 man, and of course he's stepping up to the longer distance, so it's great to see him experimenting on this longer event. And Desai Chin seems to have got a second wind at least. He's going to give it a go, but great running here by Andrew White. Croker's now moved clear of the group. Mitch Brown is still running strong. That's Hartley, the fourth from South Australia. Wallader Kurdu's moving around the outside there of Hamer and Crowther running together. We've got Kerwin and Blickarves running together, and there's Ben Toomey now leading the next group.
And here we come, Mottram coming down with 100 metres to go to claim the Victorian 5,000 metre title. A very strong run. Steady in the first half with Roff and Rowe, and pushed it out with 5 laps to go. Come down, so that's a very strong race there. 13:46.62 unofficial time. Beautiful running. I hope to see more of Craig down here at Lakeside with Rowe surging home. Quick glance over the shoulder. There's Ross well back, so he's going to claim the silver medal in the Victorian Championships. Deacon won too. Here comes Roff looking strong. White surging, but maybe 5 metres or so too far back. Just left his run a little late. So it's Jeremy Roff at 3rd place. Andrew White from Box Hill claims bronze in the Victorian Championships. Croker for 3rd. Mitch Brown just over Wallet Alkurtu, the Conda, for bragging rights within the squad. Then as they keep drifting across the line, Hartley, Crowther, Hamer, Blickarves, Kerwin, Thrillful, Toomey, and my apologies there.
It's Hugh Williams from New South Wales. Galetta coming in next place, and then coming through followed then by Daniel Ornery.